One of the subjects likely discussed tonight, closing Guantanamo Bay. 10 more detainees were released today, and the president is touting his latest moves, sure to anger the GOP. Another major issue, terrorism broadly and national security. That is where we begin, as terror on the other side of the world continues to have major political ramifications right here. Chief Washington correspondent James Rosen leads off tonight with an expanding ISIS map.
An explosion at a Starbucks in Indonesia's capital city, Jakarta, followed by 2 hours of gunfire. A coordinated terror event that Indonesian authorities said was carried out by multiple attackers, all affiliated with ISIS and all now dead, and patterned after the Paris attacks of November. At least 2 innocent bystanders from Indonesia and Canada were killed. In claiming responsibility, ISIS said the attackers carried homemade bombs with timers, suicide belts, and light arms.
The chief of police has taken steps to secure vital areas and set up checkpoints and searches.
If the claim of responsibility is true, ISIS has now drawn blood in more than a dozen countries on 4 continents in the last year. And analysts saw its incursion into Indonesia, the world's most populous Muslim nation with 250 million citizens, as evidence of an expansionist mission.
I believe that the Islamic State sees something like Indonesia as an arm or a distant part of the caliphate, and if they can mobilize even a small fraction there, they can continue to sow the seeds of chaos internationally.
We're working with friends and allies to stop ISIL's operations.
One such ally is Jordan, a coalition partner whose fighter jets have bombed ISIS targets, whose pilot was burned alive in a horrific ISIS video, and which has absorbed an estimated 1.4 million refugees from Syria. Yet with Jordan's King Abdullah visiting Washington this week, President Obama found all of 5 minutes to meet with him in an impromptu session held Wednesday in the VIP lounge at Joint Base Andrews, moments before Mr. Obama boarded Air Force One for a post-State of the Union victory lap.
The King got some one-on-one time with Secretary Ash Carter, with Vice President Biden, but I think that it was somewhat of a mistake to not do whatever was necessary to carve out a half an hour on the president's schedule this time to welcome the Jordanian king. They're really stepping up to the plate militarily, as a lot of our Arab nations, our Arab allies, are not doing.
In an interview on CNN, the king defended his statement that the battle against ISIS is akin to World War III, something President Obama in his State of the Union address labeled over the top.
This is a global struggle that brings, as I've said many times, Muslims, Christians, Jews, other religions fighting alongside us as we fight our civil war inside of Islam.
In a visit to CENTCOM headquarters in Tampa, Defense Secretary Ashton Carter told reporters he will be briefing President Obama soon on recent progress made in the campaign against ISIS, adding the group now faces pressure across more fronts than ever before, and that pressure is, quote, having an effect. Brett?
James Rosen live on the North Lawn. James, thank you.